How many on again? I can't stop yawning. Okay, let's see. Oh, mercy. Um, all messages though. Hmm. Okay, so, oh God. Oh, too bad I can't like figure out how to cut that out right there. Mercy, I can't stop yawning. So my original plan was to do this as a pre-recorded video and then, sit in here while people watch it on the premiere, how they do that so that it's not as horrible as back. Sorry, that was my jaw popping too. Man, I'm really together. Just in case anyone wonders, as you sit here and you watch me yawn to death for a little bit, it doesn't mean that I could lay down and like go to sleep. So, but I get the yawns sometimes. It's so weird. Oh, maybe I'm allergic to going live on YouTube. Oh, goodness. Okay. So, I've yawned so much, my eyes are watering. All right. So, originally, I was going to just do this as a, one that you could schedule later in YouTube. So, that would have been good. But my grandson, it's a special little guy. He's super, super ADHD. I mean, I did not know it could affect it could affect people so, but it does. Anyway, he's only 7 and he came out and he asked me, I was having a cigarette smoke in the garage and he came out and he asked me, Nana, can I use your computer? He plays one of his games on my computer and then his big sister plays on my husband's computer. And I said, no, bud, I'm sorry, but I'm fixing to go and do a video. So he kind of had a sad face. And as he was going in the house, excuse me, I said, now, Lord, anybody makes it past the first 5 minutes of this video needs an award or whatever. But so I told him, I said, well, you can go in and you can watch that. No, I did not. I said, now, when you go in, I want you to understand, Grampy's is fixing to come in. He's fixing to come in and he's going to watch football. Football's a whole other story. We quit paying. Anyway, let me see. Here I go. I can just jump all over. So, he went inside. Well, my husband, I don't know if he was not listening to the conversation that we were having or what, but he went and started watching, which was going to change the channel. And my grandson, oh goodness, did I say his name? Oh, well, if I did, it's too late now. Anyway, he talked to Grampy and he was upset because he was watching something on the TV in our living room and he couldn't play on Nana's computer and now he can't watch TV. Well, the only difference is he can definitely watch TV. I think everybody upstairs has a TV in their room. You know, how we've managed. I mean, even the 3-year-old, okay? Even the 3-year-old, she's got her little videos that she can, you know, her little kitty movies she can watch. So it's really cute. But so my husband, you know, he tells him no, he's going to watch football. And poor Betty, he goes upstairs and he was crying. And my husband only heard the sniffle, you know, he heard him sniffing. So he came out of the garage to tell me, you know, that Cameron was, oh, that my grandson was crying. And my daughter was out there as well with her boyfriend. And I said, oh no, he's crying because I wouldn't let him on the, hey, Margaret, how are you? And she said, yeah, he had kind of a rough day, a little sensitive and stuff. And so I said, okay, well, you know what? I mean, I couldn't come in here and make a video if he was, you know, crying just because he wanted to play, I don't know, Robux or Roblox or whatever it may be. What is going on here? Is this, I hope this is okay. I'm only seeing one. Oh, surely that doesn't have anything to do with my signal for the internet, right? Margaret, does this look okay? I don't know. Is it streaming all right? Normal or whatever? Oh well, I don't even know where that thing just went. So whatever that was, must not, nope, there's back again. It looks like you know, the little Wi-Fi thing up by the time. And I don't know. I mean, I think I need to do something to my Wi-Fi button down here. Anyway, so listen, this is this is, you know, I know that I do this and people are already watching all the lives or it's super late and I try to decide to go live or to thank you. Try to decide, you know, if it's better if I just do the videos and schedule them for a different time, or go live or what. And so I was going to, you know, pre-schedule it. And yeah, I don't know what that is. It's gone. It keeps coming up every now and again. I don't understand StreamYard thing anyway, so I've got so many. I don't even, yeah, I don't even know how I figured this much out. But when I let him come in and play on the computer, then it probably delayed me another hour or so. And I thought, you know what? Just going to do a live. Probably nobody's going to come in. And that's okay because I think most people watch my video um, whenever they have a chance and they don't have to worry about watching the video because there's really nothing to see. I just usually read things. So I keep saying that I'm going to, oh, where is this? That I'm going to, all right, guys, here we go again with my, no, I don't want that. I'm going to figure out my organized, I say organized. I'm trying to whoa. That was too funny. Whoops, I thought I kicked myself out, but I was just, okay. I was trying to move my windows. Oh, really? What kind of life were you in, Margaret? Was it about Karen or just random? You know, people are probably going to come in here and then laugh at this is too funny. It's delayed. I'm trying to watch out of People are going to come in and laugh because actually what I'm going to read to you, I'm guessing, Turtle Boy and them, they're on top of everything. I'll never find anything that they haven't already found. But if you were to pretend, maybe, I don't know. But there is this, I found the group, and let me share the screen. I found the group Justice for John O'Keefe. So, if you go in there and you look, of course, oh yeah, I've done a lot of that. Margaret's like scrolling. Hey, Dirt Ma. Hey, Mother of Vincent LePew. So what I was just saying is, and I'm not being rude, but if I sit here and read chat, what I'm gonna do is I'll read chat more after my live. So I'm not trying to be rude, but this way maybe we can. Does that look okay for you guys on the screen? I've got it big on one screen, then I share it, and I just don't know. And if you wonder, I think I found. Okay, so I finally figured out. I don't know where this thing needs to be either. Y'all need to give me directions one day. But I did find, because of how this is set up, and so that I can do the screen big enough to read and share, where I think it's big enough for y'all. I can't see chat, so I've got my iPad plugged in next to me. So if anything, like, really, you could put a bunch of exclamation marks. Hey Nana, if you want me to, like, answer something. But what I'm going to try to do is, this appears to be a very long article, and the reason that I'm doing this is, I guess you would say I'm flabbergasted. Okay, I'm past the point of, I have no ability to even, I can't even comprehend these people, right? And I would, almost everybody, I mean, to me, it's like a 90% not guilty for Karen Read across the board. That's my guess. It's not that I've taken a poll or anything, but I would say 90% across the board is, sitting here going, what are you people are crazy if you think she's guilty. She's 100% innocent. And, I understand the McAlberts, and I'm beginning to think, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and to me, it's not a conspiracy. It's just absolute horrific corruption. So I can go all down that rabbit hole. I'll be digging a lot more into the Sandra Birchmore as well. I've had a couple people ask me. Plus, I'm curious about it. Plus, I think that because of, and I could be dead wrong because I don't know, but I really think that had it not been for the investigation into Sandra Birchmore's death, I'm not so sure that Karen Read would have had any assistance from them. I think that because you have some of the same players that cross over, there's the problem. They were under investigation, and I know that there was news coverage and controversy over the trial prior to it ever happening. I mean, it happened in 2022, so you heard a lot, there was a lot, I'm assuming, up there, a lot of coverage locally, at least in the area, regarding it. And then I don't know how much more, but in 2023, I believe, is when Turtle Boy got involved because of the search, the Google search, how long to die in cold. So I think that there was enough out in the public that they also looked into that. Now, some people speculate that Karen Reed or her team went to the FBI. I mean, I'm not sure. If I would have been Karen Reed and there was an opportunity to get any assistance from a law enforcement agency with any morals, then I would have tried. So, I mean, maybe they did. And what's wrong with that? Because the thing is you don't care, right? If you've done anything wrong, you don't care. Okay, I gotta say, I am one of those weird, I'm just woo woo. Okay, so where I found this is I'm still searching because I've got I want to get the pre-motions, and I'm still going to do the Karen Reed trial because we watched it, and there was a lot I'm sure we missed because Lally put you to sleep or this, that, and the other. Now that it's all been done, and if you go back, I mean, it's like Trooper Paul, be quite honest with you guys. If I need a good laugh, and believe me, I've had a rough month. Corey would have been 13. His mom's suffering. I'm not gonna bring in sadness, but anyway, if I need to really laugh, and yet yesterday was, I was going to go live yesterday, but we lost one of our neighbors actually passed away, and we were friends. We weren't, close. I haven't had much life outside of my family. So, she would see me when we go walking or stuff. And a long story short, we were going to sell our house, and then we changed our mind because of many different reasons. But when we put our house for sale, she stopped in and she was almost in tears because she couldn't believe we were moving. So we had quite a talk, and then spoke about different things. And her husband, when he came up yesterday, I just knew. So I was kind of off all day. It was just kind of but okay. So let's see. I can tell people, I should stop and restart. I can tell people that they can start about 20 minutes in because I ramble so much. So I'm going to get to the point because this is long. So this is, it says, home. It's JJO, Boston Police, and his badge number. And this is the home right here. Let me see if I can. Oh, I can't. I'm sorry. It doesn't show the whole exact page, but it shows most of it. So I'm just going to show you. I mean, this is what I found. And I was searching for things regarding Karen Reed. So, and it's funny because if y'all remember in court when didn't Dummy Lally say something about John O'Keefe the second, and they said, "Oh, you mean senior?" Well, it was John O'Keefe the second because his son is John O'Keefe the third. If you're a senior, I don't think you have the third, right? Then you have the junior. I get confused on all that because when anybody I want to be named after. All right, so we have home, their mission. With unwavering resolve, we stand in solidarity with the O'Keefe family, demanding justice through prosecution. And they don't just stop it there. It's not that they want justice through prosecution. No. They want justice through prosecution and incarceration of Karen Reed. Our hearts ache for their loss, and our commitment to uphold truth and honor in John's memory remains steadfast. Well, whoever wrote that, you're disgracing John O'Keefe every single time you talk about wanting to blame it on the girl. So let me just say that. And those of us that are supportive of Karen Reed, it's because she's innocent. We also want justice for Officer John O'Keefe. Very much so. Very much so. But the sad thing is, they seem to think it comes with prosecuting Karen Reed. And not at all. Because if they did find Karen Reed guilty, that would be the biggest injustice to Officer John O'Keefe. Karen Reed did not kill this man. All right. So let's see. Who was John O'Keefe? And like I said, if y'all want to go look this up and read all this and whatever for yourself, just to see what they're thinking, it's www.justiceforjohnokeefe.com. And then they have evidence, and then they have conspiracy, and then they have Free Karen Reed movements. Oh, I haven't read that. Maybe we'll have to read that later if it's not too loud. Too loud. Oh my gosh, it was not too long. Okay. This right here is why Nana has come live. Right here. Right. Well, it's a little bit delayed, I think. Oh, no. Hey, guys. Nana forgot to change it, so hold on. Oh, my word. How do y'all... Hey, Lynn True. Hi, Catherine. I know. I'm so sorry. No notice, actually. I think it was like 5 minutes because my grandson needed my computer more than I did. So everything just got kind of changed around. All right, here's why we are live. So, as I keep telling everybody, I am organizing so that when I do my videos, and many of them will most likely not be live. I may, because I'm going to restream the trial, and I may do that live, some of it, but I'm going to try to fast forward through different things. But at the same time, I sometimes want to catch people's faces, so I'm still deciding. But there's so much pre-trial stuff, and I'm trying to put it in order by date. But what gets me is this person right here. This person right here. Let's go to this person. This is actually one of the what do you call it? Links in the Justice for John O'Keefe movement or webpage. Okay, so let's look where this came from. Mahoney Trial and Litigation Group. And New Bedford Supreme Court, Commonwealth versus CM, first degree murder conviction, overturned. He also had another one that said Commonwealth versus SL, motor vehicle homicide, not guilty. Oh yeah, here we go. He's just slower. Another one is Commonwealth versus AO, OUI. Fourth offense, got his client off, not guilty. Look at here, Commonwealth versus DD, kidnapping, not guilty. 5 counts of aggravated R, not guilty. Do you see domestic assault and battery, not guilty. Assault and battery with dangerous weapon, not guilty. And this is the one that I started with. Doesn't he look like an absolute gem of a guy? I want to ask him one question, and that is, has he ever represented anyone that was honestly not guilty? To brag about getting someone off on an OUI fourth offense is rather unbecoming. First-degree murder conviction overturned. I hope it was for real and not just some little thing. But you know, the OUI, DUI, back in the old days, it was DWI. Okay, I can say DWI, but it can't get the OUI and all that other. So just in the old age right here, it's a DWI. And I hope that he's not driving the car when the person commits his fifth OUI and takes out a family. And I do seriously mean that. I hope that when he does his fifth OUI, he's around absolutely no other vehicles, because that's the problem with so many people getting killed by drunk drivers right there. My grandmother in 1997 was actually killed by a drunk driver. And, oh gosh, 9 years ago in the town I live in. Actually, it wasn't even, I bet it wasn't even 5 miles from my house. And we knew this person. Maybe I'll go into depth later, but bottom line is he was out on, they kept spanking his little hand for DWI, just a little pat. So one day I'd been drinking an entire day. Now here comes the kicker in this. Oh, yeah. And the place he was drinking, I can't remember if it was the owner's daughter or niece or what. But this person, who I personally know, someone called as they were following him. You know, I think I might have to just do this some other time, because look, who's going to want to listen to me? Oh, thank you so much, Catherine. This probably isn't a good idea to have all this on right before I go to read this. So, see, I've got to get better at what I'm doing. This is just, I've been rambling for 30 minutes. Maybe I'll just put start at minute 50. But anyway, this person that I knew got into an accident. I'm trying to think of the right way to put this. DWI, motor vehicle accident. There were numerous people on the roadways calling 911, begging them to get someone to stop this vehicle from one side of the town I live in all the way over to my side, which is quite a ways. Never got stopped. But he was able at one point to get about 5 miles from where we live, and he hit that car head on. The one person, as I said, I can't remember the relationship to the owner of the restaurant slash, you know, they have a bar where he'd been drinking, but she was related to them. She was a school teacher. A foreign exchange student lost his life. Her daughter survived, and I think she was in the car, but seriously injured. So my apologies for getting off of the main track here, but this man right here, he's bragging, right? He's bragging. I mean, he's bragging rights and how good he is. So just kind of, if y'all want to check it out just to see how good he is and just, but the thing that gets me about this particular attorney, and I don't remember the name of the attorney that is doing, who's the name of the attorney that's doing Paulo Keefe's, oh gosh, what is it? That lawsuit. Does anybody know the name? Oh God, did I lose it again? All right, here we go. I'm going to do this. There it is. Okay. Sorry, guys. A little tired. So, this gentleman right here, he must think very highly of himself. And June 24th, 2024. And this is his website. This is his website. So he's advertising for, if you have a lot of OUIs, if you've committed murder, if you've motor vehicle homicide, he's your man to get you off. That's what he's advertising. Look at the headline. Karen Reed trial. The only true verdict is guilty. What kind of scumbag idiot is this attorney? I mean, how does he have enough in his pea-side brain, pea-size, I'm sorry, pea-side, to even, how could he even do this? That's what I want to know. He represents, I'm sorry, but an OUI fourth offense, dude was guilty as hell. There you go. Got him off on a technicality. Hope you're happy. Karen Reed is 100% innocent. 100%. But it wasn't just that he's talking about Karen Reed. He attacks the defense lawyers as well. So I thought, you know what? In case people have not seen this or are interested in it, because it just irritates me to no end, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna share it. If any of you, I'm still learning, so maybe I'll try to figure out how to like link it. But I told y'all where you can find the support page for John O'Keefe, Justice for John O'Keefe, and it's in there. So maybe. Oh, I think I'm too hot, y'all. Give me just a second. If I get too hot, then I get sick. Old age. Gotta love it. All right, so let me just read a little bit of this, and I hope you enjoy. So this is written by Kevin Mahoney. I guess that's how you say his name, Mahaney, whatever. Defense lawyers lost it. Do I sound okay, guys? The doofus is from Massachusetts, I believe. Because okay, we'll go back and look and see. Well, I don't know. He wrote it on June 24th of 2024. So I don't know when it was. I'm assuming it was posted that day, because that's what it is. This is, and I'm not sure what it's under. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, this is on his, it's on his page right here. I mean, to me, this is so disgusting. It's so disgusting. Yeah. All right. And I can't even tell you in all the different ways it's disgusting to me. But I mean, is it bothering anybody else? I mean, oh, well, let me start reading it. And if y'all have seen it or if you're not interested, my apologies. And So, God, talk for 35 minutes, y'all. I wish I had somebody in my ear going, shh, shh. Okay. All right, Nana's going to get serious. Karen Reed trial, the only true verdict is guilty. Defense lawyers lost all credibility and probably the jury. To captivate the jury during his opening statement, David Yannetti spun a tale of intrigue. The plucky, innocent outsider Karen Reed, framed by a cabal of ingenious law enforcement officers, a remorseless suburban mother of four, and shifty paramedics mysteriously aligned with the actual murderers. Is he trying to write a novel of fiction? The conspirators are so clever that no one, not even celebrity lawyer, they're so jealous of him. Aren't they jealous of him? Alan Jackson can identify the murderer, the murder weapon, how his vast network of conspirators seamlessly coordinated their efforts, or the means by which these evildoers managed to break Miss Reed's taillight and scatter the shards of broken glass at the crime scene in front of a dozen witnesses. I'm not even going to comment because they found no matching plastic that night. It was all brought in after that miraculously cleared up crime scene of a fallen police officer, which took 20 minutes basically. I know it was a couple of hours, but two maybe. And they were probably all inside drinking hot chocolate. That the most disgusting thing to me is the lack of respect given to Officer John O'Keefe. Absolutely. And he's doing it, in my opinion, because this is, I mean, give me a break. I really, some of this stuff I really hate reading because I would hate for somebody to jump into my live and hear me say this next sentence and think that I feel this way. But, I mean, Mr. Yannetti reassured that they or the jurors would piece together their nefarious activities from a deleted Google search, John O'Keefe's iPhone data, and incriminating phone calls between the conspirators during the early morning hours of January 29th. Hypnotizing stuff. I mean, yeah. I agree with Mr. Yannetti, but it wasn't nefarious, and it wasn't, he makes it sound like, oh, just impossible to even do this. The reason, this shit that's going on with Karen Reed, you can't even make it up. The screenwriters in all the years that we've watched TV have yet to ever come up with something like this. So if somebody was going to make a story up like this, she sure as hell would have gone to the movie producers and said, I have a great script for you. She wouldn't have claimed it happened to her in real life. I mean, this is for real. So what, they think what? Because, I mean, he's writing a script, isn't he? Little jackass. Okay, I'm sorry. Many of the jurors were likely expecting during the course of this brutally long trial. Why was it brutal? Okay, I've got to read because y'all don't want my commentary. That the defense team might actually unearth some credible evidence that the conspiracy was something more than a ruse to beguile the gullible. Instead, the defense team trotted out Nevercracker, a video of Brian Albert and Brian Higgins fighting at the Waterfall Bar and Grill, a few short, likely unanswered butt dials, and Jennifer McCabe inviting Mrs. Reed to a friendly gathering at her sister's home. This guy is going to make me. Within just a few days of Yanetti's audacious opening statement, the defense team had lost most, if not all, of the jurors. Yeah. Would you like to know why? I can tell you why. Because it was it was Lowley. I mean, right? Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously, he lost all of us. And it wasn't the defense that was losing us. I came in knowing absolutely nothing, Mr. Kevin. Nothing. Not none. Lowley made me so bored. Lowley asked the most stupid of all questions. Lowley wasted so many people's time. So that is why within just a few days of Yanetti's audacious opening statement, yeah, I can see where the jurors were lost, but it wasn't because of Yanetti. Because of Lowley, I think the jurors were all going, "Oh man, I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it." And me sitting here as just I'm trying to see what this is all about. Is she guilty or is she innocent? I didn't know anything. I don't know the McCabe's. If I did, I would probably even not give them the time of day because quite frankly, I don't really get into the highfalutin of people who think they're too good for everything, especially when they're crooks. But I'm going to move. Okay. I'm so sorry. Exactly. Exactly. What, and this is coming from an attorney. I mean, have y'all, oh, anyway. Okay. So I lost my place. Nebercracker. All right. Never. I didn't know it was Nebb. Well, I've never heard of it, but in some neighborhoods, it's polite to not get on people's yards. So instead of the defense team trotted out Nevercracker video of Brian Albert and Brian Higgins play fighting at the Waterfall Bar and Grill, a few short, likely unanswered butt dials, and Jennifer became audacious. Okay. I'm sorry. Here I am. All right. Yet Yannetti had pleaded with them to wait for us. And the jurors waited and waited. Y'all, is he describing the jurors were waiting for the prosecution? Because I tell you what, the defense was always hot on the trot. Man, they were prepared and they were beautimous. But okay, not because they had a choice, but because they were, for all intents and purposes, hostages. Lowley knew they were hostages. Poor Yannetti, Jackson, and Karen Reed, they were too. Lowley wanted to make this long and drawn out so that it would cost Karen Reed a fortune so she'd just go away. Because he figured that once she ran out of money, nobody would care. Problem is, Lowley, people want justice. People do care. Even little old Nana, well, I'm not that little, but even Nana down here in Texas, even though I'm not up there, I've never met her, I'm gonna just keep on going with the truth that she's innocent because she is. After sitting through endless side-by conferences and Jackson's biting cross-examinations, really, really, I thought Jackson was pretty nice unless he needed to not be. Was very, very polite, very likable. Him and my cousin Vinny, they got along great. I mean, doing his job doesn't make him an ass like some attorneys. some attorneys are just asses because they're just asses. That's just my opinion. I'm going to reread that. And Jackson's biting cross-examination of first responders, detectives, and assorted ordinary suburbanites. Oh my God. The jurors must have almost envied the prisoners of war in The Deer Hunter. You are really a low piece of garbage right there. I mean, how could you? Prisoners of war. Well, honey, if they felt like that, I guarantee you it wasn't because of Jackson and Yannetti. It was because of Lowley. Yeah, pain and suffer, may I ask. The jurors cognizant of the significance of Jennifer McCabe's alleged, no, sir, it was proven, it was proved by the FBI. It was proven. The jurors cognizance of the significance of Jennifer McCabe's alleged 2:27 a.m. Google search, Haas long to die in cold, likely bided their time if the defense team could make at least a plausible case that Miss McCabe had conducted the search before Mr. O'Keefe was discovered. Perhaps their captivity had not been in vain. The shit? Testifying on behalf of the prosecution, world-class forensics experts Ian Whiffen of Celebrite and Jessica L. Hyde, consultant to Magnet Forensics. Okay? Want you guys to understand these are world-class forensic experts. In all honesty, oh my God, y'all, I thought he was going to have Trooper Paul in there, and I was going to pull out my chair because, you know, this dumb attorney right here who can get off the slimiest slime bag possible, who makes a living getting these disgusting people back on the streets. Yeah. Yeah. No. You think that these were world-class forensic experts. The problem is, because see, I don't know. I couldn't tell you if Lowley knows that crap was planted. I would think anybody but an imbecile would figure that out. But the only reason that all they had was Trooper Paul is because they couldn't pay an expert to get up and lie for them. They probably wouldn't have had enough money to even keep going till they find someone willing to do it. But Trooper Paul wanted to do it. He wanted to do it so bad. You know, Trooper Paul admitted to watching it on court TV. How much better can you get? So anyway, all right. So I want y'all to know that they proved unequivocally that Miss McCabe conducted the search as well as a similar search at 6:23 a.m. and at 6:24 a.m. at Miss Reed's request, not at 2:27 a.m. as the defense team has long contended. I bet you, buddy, that if we were to go back through your court cases, we would find that you get people free because of shit like this. Because no, you can't just not find the shit that's there. And this has been used forever. These specialists, they know what they're doing. I mean, to be an expert, these people, yeah, you know, they tried, but in an attempt to resuscitate Google search, the defense team called Richard Green, who Yannetti had characterized as a top digital forensic expert. To put it charitably, Mr. Green was not credible. He's putting that charitably. So he's saying that Mr. Green was not credible. Indeed, he often appeared well intentional, though befuddled, as if he were a pre-med student, individual claiming that he, rather than chief of cardiology, had correctly interpreted an echocardiogram. Is he trying to publish a friggin' book? What the shit is this? To prove the scratches along Mr. O'Keefe's arms, this is funny. Yeah. To prove the scratches along Mr. O'Keefe's arm were inflicted by a dog, the defense team relied upon Marie Russell, MD. Dude, she's got more knowledge about how people are dead than you do about the law. Unfortunately for the defense, Dr. Russell had failed, as she admitted during voir dire, to review the DNA testing results obtained by Terry Kuhn. Kuhn? I don't know. I'm not saying that word again because that sounds like a word I would, oh gosh. A veterinarian specialist with the veterinary genetics lab at the UC Davis in Davis, California, which had detected no canine DNA on Mr. O'Keefe's clothing, which, by the way, was handled by none other than Proctor for a few weeks before it made its way into the lab, and how long before it was actually sent, and they only sent this little bitty piece that they cut. No, guys, they swabbed it. They swabbed it. They didn't even send it. Right? Am I right? No. Mother Vincent LePew, they didn't bother to swab the wounds on the arms. No. No. You see, they didn't care. John O'Keefe was dead in the hospital. They were going to pin it on the girl. All within, I mean, this happened boom, boom, boom. So, they just, I guess, thought it looked normal that nothing else except these things on the arms, right? But let me get back to, I've got to stop. I'm so sorry. And if this is real, I don't even know how long this is, guys. Sounds like he's written a damn book that he wants published. I mean, really, if he tried to sell this, somebody could probably sue him, I would hope. Yeah, no, they didn't. No, they didn't have the clothing. They just swabbed the around the area. Undaunted, Dr. Russell opined that the scratches along Mr. O'Keefe's right arm were consistent with an attack by a large dog. Yeah. Some of the pinprick size wounds that Dr. Russell attributed to a dog bite were so tiny that if they had been bite marks, could have only been inflicted by a Pomeranian or a teacup Yorkie. It was actually painful to watch her struggle on the stand. Not at all. You're a dumbass. I had a cat, my own cat. And it's a very long, drawn out story, so I'm not going to get into it. But bottom line, I was attacked by my own cat because it thought it was in a fight with another cat. And then my husband touched it and it flew across the room. And when it ended up on his back, and then he's doing all this. We had a really big bedroom, and then he flung it. When he flung it, about that time, I stood up in the bed and I said, "Ah, what's going on?" And this wild thing right here, and it was hanging on. It was, I swear it was hanging on. I didn't know what to do because this wild thing, it's hanging on my arm. My husband, anyhow, somehow gets it off. He helps me. I mean, we're thinking we're being attacked by, like, I don't know, badgers or whatever in our bedroom. And so he gets me into the bathroom and shuts the door, and I got up on the bathroom cabinet. I don't know. My eyes were probably bigger than a saucer because I had just been attacked while I was asleep in my own room by a wild animal. Well, my husband finally made it to turn the light on in the bedroom. Our cat was, you know how the cats for Halloween all have their hair standing on end? Well, our cat's hair was standing on end, and my husband opened the door, and it just, I mean, he just ran. And sadly, because I'm a panic, anxiety, weird person, but sadly, we ended up having to actually give that cat to a friend because I couldn't, I was terrified it was going to attack me again. Now, I'm talking about a cat, and its bite marks that were, I mean, he was hanging on my arm. And you know, as I'm moving, yeah, he's like, he didn't let go. He didn't let go. So um, some were, that's how I knew John O'Keefe was bit by a dog. I mean, my cat didn't, you know, I'm not going to say my cat bit me, but, and the tiny ones, mister, they have different size teeth that goes by the different pressure grip you put in there. And honey, I ain't got no degrees, okay? So I know that much. What a idiot. And you're an attorney who gets people off, people that like to drive around under OUIs 4, 5, 6 times. And people convicted of first-degree murder. So if they'd been bite marks, could only have been inflicted by a Pomeranian or teacup Yorkie. You're such an idiot. You're such an idiot. But okay. Oh, guys, who's even going to attack Brian Lucky Loughran? Finally, Brian Lucky Loughran, an affable town of Canton employee, testified that during the blizzard, he had not seen Mr. O'Keefe's body on the front lawn of 34 Fairview when he plowed the roadway. No doubt, Mr. Loughran is a good guy who thought he had something worthwhile to contribute to the case. However, his visibility at best had been diminished by wintry conditions. Okay, Mr. Attorney, he's been doing it for years. That's been his job. He's looking for humans. He's looking for animals. He doesn't want to hurt anyone. That's his job. So he's well aware that your visibility, anyone's visibility, is diminished by the wintry conditions. But I guarantee you, he, with his visibility, could see much better than you could in the same conditions because he does this shit for a living, you idiot. Okay, back to the article. The lightning from the snowplow truck would have intensified the luminosity of the swirling snowflakes, with the results glare likely making the background appear darker and less discernible by contrast. Worse, perhaps, the snow, despite the windshield wipers, would be constantly accumulating on the windshield, causing streaking, further eroding overall visibility. He also claimed to have seen a Ford Edge, which was also likely covered with snow, obscuring its features. So in this right here, he's telling us that he saw a car, but he couldn't have possibly known what the car was because it was covered in snow. Why do they make it sound like Karen dropped John O'Keefe at 34 Fairview, and probably before she got home, 5 to 6 inches started snowing every minute? I mean, my gosh, are you serious, people? It was snowing. It wasn't snowing that bad. Not yet. This was his job. He knew how to do it. But anyway, this attorney who gets people off if they've been um, drunk driving or under the influence or whatever, 4, 5, 6 times, give him a call. If you've committed first-degree murder, give this guy a call because he wants to help get you off. But if you're an innocent woman being framed by corrupt law enforcement people, nah, he ain't got time for your ass. All right. Under these conditions, Mr. Loughran could have easily overlooked the body of Mr. O'Keefe. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, especially if Mr. O'Keefe was covered with a couple inches of snow and misidentified the vehicle. Indeed, considering the compelling evidence that Miss Reed had returned to 34 Fairview to search for Mr. O'Keefe, it is far more likely that he saw her Lexus. Are you shitting me? Guys, oh my God. It's far more likely that he saw her Lexus parked alongside the road as she surveyed the aftermath of her rage. I'm not sure how you are able to get first-degree murderers off. I'm not sure how you can keep getting people that just love to, DWI, murder, domestic violence. Those seem to be you like to get those people off of the charges. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Her phone put her home, according to, was it Trooper Paul, or it was one of them, but it's 1236, 1241, whichever, I can't remember, close to that, AM. She was asleep. She was at home. And you're trying to say that it was compelling evidence that Reed returned to 34 Fairview to search for Mr. O'Keefe. It's far more likely that he saw the Lexus parked along the side of the road and she surveyed the aftermath of her rage. Y'all, Karen Reed, according to this imbecile of an attorney who likes to get people off for OUIs, domestic violence, and first-degree murder, Karen Reed returned. So Karen Reed went, she backed into, she hauled ass into John O'Keefe, going faster than even my son, who's a daredevil, could go backwards and hit what he's aiming at. In the snowy conditions. I mean, if you read what these people talk about, man, the conditions were so bad. I don't know how our car was able to go in reverse so much. And then the thing that amazes me most is she just plows into him, and he doesn't just fly backwards. She hits him and he did fly backwards, but just a little bit. Then he hit his head on the back of the curb, because it was definitely showing during this time. And somehow after he is rendered incapacitated from that, then he somehow gets up and he swings through the air and he twists all around and then he lands and his cup is still in his hand and his phone is under his body. And if you ask Trooper Paul, he says, "It just is. It just did. The crime scene talked to me." Well, how do you know? Well, the crime scene told me. The crime scene told me. Yeah. But this dumbass right here, you know, no matter how they try to twist it to even try to insinuate Karen did it, there's problems with each twist. And furthermore, Lucky Lawfren, he knows cars better than you know the law. Trial lawyers and defense lawyers in particular, ho, ho, ho. Y'all, this is good. Oh, and we're almost done. Y'all, this is good. Trial lawyers and defense lawyers in particular must earn their jurors' trust and preserve that trust at all costs throughout the trial. If jurors distrust an attorney, they distrust his arguments, and jurors expect lawyers to be fair to witnesses. Yannetti and Jackson were fair to not one witness they cross-examined. Not one. Okay, I'm sorry. Kevin, go back to school, you dumbass. You know, let me help you out, okay? Are you like Lowley's son-in-law or something? Is that the problem? Or y'all like maybe you're not old enough, he's not old enough for you to be a son-in-law, but he looked at, maybe y'all were just college buddies and had a little fling or something. I mean, I don't know. But did you not see Lowley when he was examining his witnesses, all 60 something of them? What were you drinking? Oh, you were having a beer? Uh-huh. Was it in a glass or was it in a bottle or? No, they answer in a glass and Lowley says, "Oh, in a glass? You said in a glass?" Quiet, meek. I mean, that's how I saw him. And then of the very few witnesses the defense put on, Lowley was the biggest asshole I've ever seen in my life. To the point that, was it Mr. Green that apologized to you? I would have told you to kiss mine. You little snot-nosed little kid. You're so disrespectful, and even in this you were. I'm looking right at his picture if y'all wonder where I'm looking. I'm talking right to him. I mean, that's just absolutely disgusting. Lowley was the biggest ass when it was his turn to cross-examine. And Yannetti, Jackson, Miss Little, all were very nice. All would get very abrupt if needed. Most of the Commonwealth McAlberts, you had to be a little rough with, you know? I mean, you had to. Because they were going to sit there and tell you that, you know, the Flintstones got together and then there was a big old fight. I mean, really? You're an idiot, mister. He was the rudest SOB in a courtroom. And if anybody has a right to be rude, it's the defense. Oh, I bet you he's related to Auntie Bev. Is that what it is? He's got to be related to Auntie Bev. Look at the clients that he gets off. Look at how he thinks of Karen Reed and her attorneys, and how he worships the ground Yannetti and the McAlberts walk on. I solved it. Oh, you make me sick, mister. I I wonder if he's got anything to do with trying to help any of these oh trooper what is that scumbag's name? See, I just keep thinking of Sandra Birchmore, keep the name of, and then that expert too. He'd probably offer to represent them for free. All right, so and this. Yannetti, relying on Life 360 location data he had to know was flawed and unreliable, attempted to trick Hallie McCabe into admitting that she had driven to her former high school during the early morning hours of January 29th. No, no. He was trying to get her to tell the truth. And you know what's really funny is Jennifer McCabe's Life 360 is such a beautiful, beautiful thing for her to have, because she was able to, and it's in one of the statements, she was able to say what time Karen Reed came to her home on the 29th. Yep, sure did. It's in the papers, in the Commonwealth, in the papers. You might think you got it, dude, but we got more than you do. We really do. We really do. And we're not talking about a conspiracy. We're talking about corruption. But you, sir, wouldn't know that. Oh, you make me so angry. All right, let me see what I had it right here. Oh, you know what? Mr. Jackson. Oh, not Jackson. Mr. Green. Mr. Green. Excellent, excellent man. I have so much respect for him. I'm so proud that he just wanted to be nice. He just wanted to give his findings. He's an expert. He does not even take vacations. And you're going to talk ugly about him. Jackson, knowing full well that Richard Green had misinterpreted the Celebrite data, belittled and disparaged Jennifer McCabe for hours. Oh, 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 it was terrible. It was just so terrible. Oh, the shock and horror, the horror of the grief. Oh, the grief. Oh, oh. You want me to talk about what? You want me to talk about what happened at John O'Keefe? Or do you want me to talk about the vicious harassment? Yeah. She was pretty disparaged for hours, subjecting her to another visceral round of condemnation from the free Karen Reed crowd. No, sugar plum. Oh, Kevin, sweetie, let me help you out with that. You see, because she got up on that stand and she lied like she did, and she was trying to play the jury. They weren't having it. They weren't having none of it. She was trying to play everybody that saw it. The only people that were having it were the McAlberts. People went into this that thought Karen Reed was guilty, and they found out they thought wrong, because at the end, the Commonwealth had convinced them of one thing, that Karen Reed was innocent. The Commonwealth has no case. Now, come on, Kevin. Come on. Kevin, you are a Boston, Massachusetts criminal defense lawyer, recognized nationwide for his high-profile courtroom victories, best-selling book on cross-examination, relentless criminal cross-examination, novel insights into trial strategies, and numerous television appearances. I wouldn't quit my day job. No. I'm not sure what your day job is, though, because it's none of that shit right there, because you got to be kidding me. You just, nobody's this stupid. Nobody's this stupid. I mean, yeah, some of the troopers, I heard tell that they thought Karen Reed was guilty. I don't know if that was before or after the trial or what, but I just need to say that anybody that has a morsel of comprehension, maybe sprinkle in just a tad of common sense, and no outside influence, sits and watches this trial and nothing else, knows nothing before the trial, nothing. They knew nothing. They go in completely blind, can't see a thing, nope, can see nothing, right? Completely blind. You could even sit there and have done this trial with your damn eyes shut and still figured out that the Commonwealth had no case. It was good, though, that they were able to see the people testifying their faces, because, man, Jen McCabe, she really wanted them to see her face. Oh, my Lord. Her sarcastic looks. You know they extracted your phone, right? Yes, I handed it over to them. I handed it over. Yeah, up your ass, Jen McCabe. Okay, so, and that is not, what is that? That's not harassing or abusive. That's just, I'm fed up with her crap is all. It's so sick. So, let me see. So he belittled, Jen McCabe. Oh, poor thing. Yanetta even accused paramedic Katie McLaughlin, however you say that, these damn names, who was one of the first responders attempting to save John O'Keefe's life, of committing perjury. Excuse me. I don't believe that she ever made life-saving attempts on John O'Keefe. I don't. She was going around running her mouth, asking for information or wandering around, but I don't recall anybody saying that Katie McLaughlin, McLaughlin, I don't see that she, my recollection is she didn't touch John O'Keefe. I don't think I'm wrong there either. But of committing perjury. Well, we do know she committed perjury. We just don't know how deep. We don't know why either. A lot of people I hear are afraid of Brian Albert. He does look like a pretty evil man. Are you related to him? Is that what it is, Kevin? Is he your bud? Y'all go to hangouts on Friday nights? I don't know, but you got to have something. You got to have some kind of something to be writing this shit. I mean, but I'm telling you right now, if you believe this shit right here, you believe anything that somebody tells you, so maybe you're not the scum of the earth. Though I think you are, because people like you shouldn't put drunk drivers back out on the road. No. Mm-mm. I'm all for second chances, buddy. All for second chances. Not when it comes to what people can do and take other people's lives. Nope. No. Okay. Oh my goodness. He's got an assumption going on here, guys. Ready? No doubt every single juror is acutely aware that if he or she had testified for the Commonwealth, Yannetti and Jackson would have savaged them as well. You see the problem, Kevin? Do you see the problem here? I mean, jurors don't testify. Not during the case that they've been chosen to be seated as a juror on. And you're such a slime bag. Those attorneys, that entire group, Kevin, you are just, Karen's entire support around her, for her, are just, they're good people. In their hearts, they're good people. You know, I saw this with Johnny Depp and that dingbat that thought she could sleep her way to the top. She thought she could actually marry who was at the top and actually take his place. That's what she thought. And you know, even in that case, all the people that have compassion, understanding, fairness, want justice, I went into that case knowing nothing. I knew who Johnny Depp was. I couldn't stand that. I didn't even know that she played the redhead in Aquaman. I do remember that when I watched Aquaman, and I watched it. I didn't know who she was. Jason, oh, he's such a doll. Isn't he a doll for you young girls? Oh my gosh, he's so hot. He's so hot. Anyway, the entire movie, all I did was say that I wanted to know how much he was being paid for having to work with such an incompetent, worthless co-star. I'm like, this is not the person that you put a newbie with, a wannabe with. This isn't the person. That's what I was doing. But anyway, I watched that one. The people watched the trial, heard the facts, heard the evidence. The good people that believe in goodness in this world, they came together then too. The one thing that's so obvious to me, and here, let me finish this. So if anybody, and then I'm going to say it. I will. Let me finish reading. I'm so sorry. All right. So anyway, Kevin claims that Katie was one of the first responders attempting to save John O'Keefe's life. I think she was walking around and they were telling her what they needed her to do. But I digress. No doubt, every single juror is well aware, sir, that the defense are very common. What do you call it? It's they're very polite. They have manners. They have a job to do. They're not scary. They don't have fits. They don't have Bev up there giving them signs. They don't have to sit there with objection, objection, objection. I mean, he said objection like every time. Objection, objection, Just so, okay, well, one of them's going to hit. She's going to, yeah, like all of them. Okay, so if the jurors reject the far-fetched conspiracy theory, they necessarily realize that Karen Reed sat in that courtroom day after day watching. Oh, mister, you push my ever-loving patience right here. I only got a paragraph to go, and then I can finish saying what I got to say. I may have to just redo this and just read this and then not, yeah, get me out of it because, y'all, he's fixing to, he done pissed Nana off right here. If he hadn't pissed me off before now, y'all just wait. Oh, you sick SOB. This little teeny weeny over here said Karen Reed sat in that courtroom day after day watching, even enjoying her paid assassins demoralize, ridicule, and dehumanize innocent people, knowing it was all a sham. These jurors, who each day had to navigate crowds of Karen Reed supporters carrying signs that read, Hoss long to die in cold, can only conclude that the Reed and her henchmen orchestrated a campaign to smear, harass, intimidate everyone connected to the case. Yeah, dumbass, they didn't even see the supporters. Oh, yeah, are you sure you're an attorney? Most disturbing of all, they will see her for what she is, a heartless woman who prioritizes manufacturing her alibi over saving John O'Keefe's life. As they deliberate her fate, their dialogue will coalesce around a simple question. If Karen Reed is diabolical enough to engineer the butchering of good people who had done her no wrong, was she capable of murdering the man who she believed was abandoning her for another woman? Kevin, you should be completely embarrassed. If I were you, I would remove this immediately. You have said some horrific things, in my opinion, regarding Karen Reed. Karen Reed, I'm not sure if you understand this or not, is presumed innocent. You see, dumbass, it was a hung jury. You're talking about her like, I don't think you should be. All right, so that was it. Here, let me see. Stop screen. All right. So, guys, I'm gonna have to redo it to put it on the channel. I know I was just going off on here. I don't need this either. I do need coffee refill. But and I couldn't watch that. Maybe I need big screen. I can't watch and do that. Can y'all believe, has anybody read this shit? Oh, come on, y'all talk to me. Tell me what you think. Oh, I got a headache. That is, t- was he trying to write a book or was he trying to be a joke? I mean, yeah, I can't, that really pisses me off. I have to learn how to, I think I tagged Turtle Boy in this. Maybe he knows this guy. I wonder if he's seen this because this is. Oh yeah, I've been to Arkansas. Oh my God, y'all have a, oh the big rescue kitties. I went there. I don't remember where it is. Absolutely beautiful area though. No, oh, you know what, Mother of Vincent LePew? Huh? Yeah, Yeah, and the other thing that I read the other day, um, or saw or something, was the same. Was it, and yet they try to get the FBI to stop. The funny thing about those motions that I did, and I need to go and do, I think, one more, is the really interesting thing after that was, I believe Beverly was going to actually grant it. Is Kev asking for donations as we said? I don't know. No, I don't think so. I hadn't been all over the place. I stopped here when I saw that he was talking about Karen Reed and her attorneys. I don't know what he's doing, but I think if I were him, I would have to seek an attorney's opinion over this writing of, you know, maybe, maybe he owes the McAlberts a favor. Yeah, yeah. So, the thing that gets me about Lally and them with, I mean, could be, but we'll never know. The thing that gets me about Lally and Morrissey, in the Sandra Birchmore. Okay, so guys, okay, this is what it was. See, this is why I think there's a lot of entwining in here, but I'm not going to understand it because I don't know the depth or the past of either case. So, and you can see how much I retain. It's like, oh, I think I remember that, but no, maybe I didn't, or was that so? But the Sandra Birchmore case, the FBI is investigating Sandra Birchmore. Sandra Birchmore died, was murdered, was killed by a law enforcement officer that had been R-ing her since she was 13, 14, too young to even know. Oh my God. And he was married. And it was the third child he and his wife had that was born the night or the morning of the murder. And Morrissey is trying to, they don't know because they're the ones that also, 15. Yeah. So Morrissey, that she was killed in Canton, right? It was their case. They were investigating. So, did Karen Reed and the defense team reach out to the FBI and the FBI vet her, or they try to figure it out, or to see, because the corruption, it's not, see, I keep waiting. I keep waiting for everything else. Yes, abusive. I thought she died in Canada. I keep waiting for everything else to start, like a landslide. Because come on, come on. These officers that did this to Sandra Birchmore, do you think it was only to Sandra? I don't think so. Have they found, and I'm not saying murdered. I'm not saying that they murdered each person that they essayed. I think so too. I think it bled over. Now, did it bleed over because they were already investigating and the crooked cops? Because they already knew at that time the cops were crooked, or pretty sure they did. So was it because they knew of the crooked cops? And they said, you know what? Let's find out. And so, because if I just don't think if the FBI, if I were to be accused of what Karen Reed was accused of, and I was in that situation, right? And I went to the FBI and I gave them my story, and I'm just one person. I just don't think that they would blink an eye. I mean, the FBI have big, big fish to fry. They expect dumbasses like DAs to get the medium size, the little ones. That's what they're for. But oh my heavens, when the feds don't see that these people in these offices give a shit, what do you think they're going to do? So this happened in that area, and we have Karen Reed, and she's going, hey, I didn't do this. I didn't do this. And yeah, well, that one's involved. That one's involved. That one's involved. Oh, and they're involved over here. Oh, I'm sure that some, maybe, I don't know. I'm hoping that if Karen Reed can say, um, unless this was an old, right. Oh, no, 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 no. I don't think so. Because that, I don't know. That, if, no, no, no. Okay. This is what got the FBI involved. Sandra Birchmore was a talker, from what I've heard from. There's a young lady who has, I don't remember her name. I know she suffers from headaches and she's mostly at home, but she like runs this big deal um, for um, for for Sandra Birchmore, Justice for Sandra. Okay, Sandra Birchmore told her friends, heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend. All right. Now, Lally, when he stood up and he tried to say this cousin, that cousin, that cousin, and that sister 10 times removed, no, no, not like that. So she had told her friends all about what was going on with her and, oh, what that disgusting, oh, that, what is his name? God, what's his name? I just keep saying her name. Anyway, the murderer, um, that had a wife and a baby, that one. Yeah, definitely. But Sandra was afraid, and she was telling her friends she was afraid, and why. One of Sandra's friends called the police. The problem is who she called, who took the call. Thank you. Told Matthew. That's who the call. Why? Why? But yeah. So Matthew knew back then, right? That, yeah, Farwell. Thank you so much. Because I was like, oh, I just keep thinking of Sandra, which if I'm going to only remember one name, I'd rather it be the good person. Anyway, Farwell, he had changed how he'd been acting. She was scared. She was worried. There were things that were bothering her. She confided in her friends all of this. But did you hear the FBI's charging documents? Did you catch when he said a witness? She was a witness for the FBI. Or for the DA, or she was a witness. So before she was murdered, she was a witness. I'm not sure exactly what the time frame is there. I mean, these are things that nobody's ever going to really know until the FBI. Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing, but they said, I mean, and I listened to Levy, God, I love that man. I listened to him a few times, and she was a state's witness. But the sad thing, I believe about it, yeah. And do y'all know that program for teenagers is still ongoing? How many people? Yeah, that's what made it federal. A witness is crime to prevent from, yes. So how many of you wonder how many others have been abused? And I know, or if y'all don't, I'm going to tell you a little secret about as you age. One day you get to a point and you look and you see somebody and they talk about the fact that they have court tomorrow or surgery tomorrow or whatever, and you go, son, you don't look old enough to be out of high school. Well, that's Nana. But that young lady, she was a pretty young lady. She looked like a little bitty girl. I mean, she looked, at 14, she looked 10. At 23, she didn't even look 18. How can anybody? Yeah, I mean, and then the picture of him, I can't remember how much older he was than her, but just grossed me out. Just the thought of it grosses me out because she's a child. Just a child. I can't even go there. But anyway, I think that what do y'all think? I think that because I rattle, and I mean, this is a 2-hour video, so I'll probably leave it up, but then I don't know. I may just do it again. I know, it's so sad. It, you know, and let's be honest, at that age, around puberty, gosh, I had crushes on like the older, not the kids in elementary. Oh no, no, because you're still in elementary. Not even the kids probably not even the kids in school. But say an adult or something. I mean, you start realizing that they're cute, and if they look at you and you talk to them, but no, Grizzly Adams. um, I I'm trying to think when I was a teenager. I mean, I know what it means to be blushed, and I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. You just and for her to not have anyone that cared about her and stuff, it just How many others has it happened to? How many is it happening to right now? Because those monsters wouldn't just stop, right? They don't just stop. Yeah, exactly. Yes. See, that's the same as Auntie Bev. She's in, give a little person some authority. Give a little person some authority. Give a sicko in the head some authority. And never have a checks and balances. Just let them run amok. Yeah, it's so disgusting. She, I'm not going to go into why. My hell, I wouldn't even know. I'd have to, go see a shrink, figure it out. But um, Mom, no. I'm not real sure, Margaret. I mean, uh, hmm, not real sure. But I think now I've got a headache. What I think I'm going to do is probably, so they all left. But what year? Thunder Snow? What year did they all graduate? And they're still raising them. That's it. That's the thing. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, I think I should probably just, because this really is not very long, I should probably just redo it and put just that on there without, oh, I probably can't read it out loud without, does it sound like it was written by McAlberts? Yeah, I mean, to me, it sounds like it was written by McAlberts. So I just can't, who in their right mind would advertise this crap? I mean, there's a lot of controversy right now, but come on. That's one of his movies I did not, I saw just bits and pieces and I just didn't get into it. I don't remember why. Maybe because it had a lot of corruption or gangs or something. There you go, Mother of Vincent LePew. Hey, it probably had Jim type it up. What you think? Jim, Jim, Jim. I mean, goodness. Good thing she didn't say Susie, Susie, Susie. I just can't. I just can't with her. I just can't. So I guess I probably need to. I don't think I've eaten yet today. I think I need that. Maybe that's why I have a headache. I'm trying to remember. I don't think so. Oh, because football. Yeah, we never changed that form. You know, I'm going to say that I don't think it was Karen Reed's table. Because some people say it was Karen Reed's and Yannetti. And I don't think so. Because after it kind of went, my little bitty me, and then it went bigger and bigger. And it was probably out there by somebody before I put it out. But I just don't think it was them. I just don't think it was. Well, because they couldn't like make out all the words. Some people have said it was, because you can't be 100% sure on the words. But I don't think so. I think that that's something that someone that is in the inner of, in the inner circle with Karen Reed, I think would have told us somehow that y'all, that was us. We were saying da 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 or whatever. You know what I mean? I think that if it was their hot mic, they would have said something because, we started digging into it and people started trying to listen to it. And so I don't know. I don't know. But I think it was, we never changed the form. In which case, I wonder how many times a day they're having changed their underwear right now. Y'all imagine how many of them are scared right now? And know they've done something wrong. What about those that have the guilty conscience? They have to be in there too. I mean, they can't all be monsters. Not every last one that knows what happened. And what happened to Higgins? Some people say that, people are covering for Higgins. I was always wondering about what relevance was Higgins driving a Jeep with a plow on it? What was, yeah, I think so too. That's me, Margaret. Yellow front, bright backs. That's pooping yeah pants in Liverpool. That is too funny. Yeah, well, I bet they're all doing that right now. Because I mean, at some point you have to look around and go, oh shit, I'm next. You know what I mean? You have to. It's yeah, see, they have to be. Chris Albert don't give a shit. He's already killed somebody once and got away with it. Why does he care what's going on? Unless he can lie about Turtle Boy, get Turtle Boy in trouble. See, that's the other thing. All the lies. I mean, there's so much that this stupid ass attorney who does relentless defense for, um, you know, you've got a lot of OUIs. He's your man. If you want to commit first degree murder and get off, he's your man. Hey, domestic abuse. He's good for that too. That right there tells me he's not worth it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know everybody's got a right to defense, but people that harm children, people that commit domestic abuse, nah, nope. Because this kind of person who thinks he's known all over the world or the nation Um, oh, I see. But they thought it was Higgins. He thought he found. Yeah, see, I was. Oh, you know what? No, because he would. I was going to say maybe that I had Higgins plow that area, but yeah. The other thing is, I'm sorry, they make it sound like it was the blizzard was already dropping, 20 foot of snow. When they went out there, they said 6 feet. Now that's a lot of snow. But the way they talk about it was, I mean, I don't live up there. Where I live, if you're going to be snowed in, if the snow's coming, it's going to stay a day or possibly two. They close down the town. They send everybody home. I mean, we're not a little town. We have over 100,000 people here. Hell, I've been here 20 years. We may already have 200,000. But yeah, it looked like, you know, um, and then being in Texas and the good old cowboys, they get out to play in their vehicles and then they get stuck. And then the emergency people put their lives on the line to go get them because they were stuck somewhere. Roundabout each way you go, huh? So, well, guys, I think I'm going to go eat. I want to vote. Y'all let me know. I should just redo this, right? Because most people just, if they want to see it, no Duncans that morning. Yeah, they had something happen. What was it was it Mr. Jackson? I was like trying to figure out when Beverly asked Jackson if Jim could come back downstairs now. Do y'all remember that? And then the other funny thing, and I didn't think fast on my feet. I didn't think fast because I forget. Okay, Margaret, thanks. I'll just put in a note that it takes, I don't read it for about 30 minutes in. Lord, I've got to figure out how to not just ramble. So that's kind of why I thought if I record it and then schedule it, it would probably be better. Oh, see. Ooh, I'm gonna have to go find something to eat. Aw, thank you. Yeah, I just, when I ran across this and I saw that this is an attorney, he attacked Karen Reed. Oh, thanks. But maybe I should get like to the point quicker. I don't know. I guess there's probably more people that just like, I think it's refreshing to just have a normal person. I mean, I know these young whippersnappers that do this all the time, they're normal people, but they've got it down to a science how they do their videos, how they do their podcasts, how they, yeah, I'm a, no, I'm not trying to impress, like, I'm not trying to run a movie scene or anything. Some of those young people travel the world and stuff. I sit here and go, damn, I mean, we're in the age where, my husband can't quit working because we don't know if we could even afford the medicine if we weren't paying for our insurance, from his job. Not in this economy. So I get what they do, but I'm just, I do like hearing people though. It is kind of weird to sit here and just talk like I'm the only one talking. It's kind of strange, but uh, yeah, right. Yeah. Now I'll just be fine. No, thank you. The other thing, I know, I know everybody deserves a defense, but these kind of, I get a definite feeling that he's the kind of attorney that has no problem looking the other way with a guilty client and just loving that he can just charge this obscene amount of money, knowing that he will be able to put the monster back on the street, right? Oh, thank you, Margaret. But it doesn't that kind of like, isn't that kind of like how you feel? He's one of the sleaze bags. I used to never like attorneys. Yep, his bread and butter is from the gutter. You bet. You bet. You're talking to me? He's just, I just can't. But I mean, does he really think that, all these people right now that are supportive for the McAlberts, as they watch half of the law enforcement friends of theirs get arrested, and I'm sure somebody is, yeah, really, sure is. Somebody's going to rat Jennifer McCabe out. Somebody who needs some form of a deal, even if it's little. That's just my guess. But I have to be honest and say I cannot for the life of me believe that. I mean, when I started reading these papers, I wish we could have the grand jury notes or the grand jury minutes or whatever, because if you were to take this to the grand jury right now, I mean, not, let's say that you went to a different county, but not too far away. But you took it in front of a different, say you took it to a DA that's reputable. That, yeah, he wants to get the bad guy and he wants to solve crime, but he does not ever want to put an innocent person in prison. I mean, that to put an innocent person in prison, I think I'd rather, it's hard to put a ratio on that number, it really is. I guess it, just round it and say 10 guilty people get off. I'd rather 10 guilty people get off than one person go into prison when it wasn't their fault. Yeah. So, but he's an attorney, and he writes this and he puts it on for the world to see. Anybody can see it. If they find it, they can see it. Really? I think I would be concerned about my reputation, maybe. But, if you're a sleazebag attorney, you don't care. I'm sorry, a high price sleazebag attorney. How about that? But yeah, it just, I mean, reading it as though it were a funny novel is not very becoming. Writing it as because it is fiction, but yet definitely trying to do it as a book. Good night. I gotta go. It's 1:30. My husband's got to get up and go to work. I've got to go eat. I haven't eaten yet today. Sure, I've just had a headache. So I'm gonna say good night, and I will definitely be doing some where I don't exactly, Catherine. I'll be doing some. I guess they're called premieres that I'll film them and then I'll put them on later. And the reason is, when I'm reading the documents, the serious documents, I think it's probably for the best. So I don't go too far sideways, being, woo. Hope everybody has a great day and day, night. I hope everybody is treated fair and nice, and people remember just be a human. I mean, it's so much easier, takes so much less effort to be a compassionate, caring human than it does to be dark and bleak, huh? I like finding my compassion, big-hearted people. That's what y'all are, my big-hearted people. Good night, everybody.